The flickering streetlight outside Mark's apartment cast long shadows across the peeling wallpaper as he emptied his pockets for the third time. $1.12. Just enough for coffee and maybe a stale muffin at the all-night diner if the cashier was feeling generous. His stomach growled as he stepped into the cold night air. The crumpled bill clutched tightly in his fingers. Then the wind snatched it away, sending his last dollar tumbling into the narrow gap beneath the building's foundation. He dropped to his knees, scraping his fingers raw against the concrete. But the darkness had already swallowed it whole. Mark found the landlord, Russo, leaning against his pickup truck the next morning, blowing cigar smoke into the crisp air. "You want me to hire someone to tear up the foundation over a damn dollar?" Russo laughed, shaking his head. "Kid, I lose more than that before breakfast." Mark's jaw tightened. "It's not about the amount. It's mine. And this building is your responsibility." Russo flicked ash onto the pavement and walked away without another word. The police station was buzzing with activity, but the desk sergeant barely looked up from his paperwork when Mark approached. "Let me get this straight," the cop said, rubbing his temples. "You want to file a report for a missing dollar?" Mark's hands clenched at his sides. "It's theft. He's refusing to return what fell into his property." The sergeant sighed and slid a pamphlet across the counter. "Small claims court, next." Outside the station, Mark's vision blurred with frustration. Then he saw her, Russo's daughter, Lena, laughing with her friends outside the school gates, her designer backpack slung carelessly over one shoulder. His stomach twisted. He didn't want to drag her into this, but he was out of options. He waited until she was alone. "Tell your dad to give me back what's mine," he said, his voice low. She barely glanced at him. "Seriously? It's $1. Get over it." The dismissal stung more than he expected. That night, Mark sat on the edge of his bed, staring at the water-stained ceiling. Then it hit him. Russo's buildings were old, too old. He'd seen the cracked wiring, the fire hazards hidden behind fresh paint. His hands shook as he typed up an anonymous tip to the fire marshal, detailing every violation. Then he printed a copy and slipped it into Lena's locker the next morning with a single line scrawled across the top. "Fix the foundation, or this gets sent." The pounding on his door came before dawn. Russo stood there, his face flushed with rage. "You little..." But by noon, a work crew arrived, their jackhammers splitting the morning quiet. Mark watched from the sidewalk as they pulled up the concrete, fishing out his dollar. Dirty, crumpled, but still his. Russo spat at his feet as the crew packed up. "Happy now?" Mark didn't answer. He walked to the diner, slid the dollar across the counter, and ate in silence. The food tasted like nothing, but it was his. They'll tell you to let it go, that it's not worth the fight, but they're wrong. Every time you stand up, even for something small, you remind the world you can't be erased. Your dignity isn't negotiable. Your survival isn't up for debate. So fight even when it's hard, especially when it's hard, because no one else will. If this story meant something to you, hit subscribe. Real struggles, real strength. Thanks for watching. Now, go get what's yours.